Um, uh, I want you to uh, sit down for a minute and just take a moment to reflect. If you are a survivor of the fentanyl crisis like myself, if you are a survivor of homelessness, if you lived in and out of shelters, if you have some substantial amounts of clean time, or are in early recovery, just if you got out, like I want you to really think about that. I want you to really think about like how far you've come. 122 days ago, I was at my wit's end. I didn't know what was going to happen. I thought I was at the end of my life. I was like so far gone. And I had like a part of me was like thinking that I had lost hope. But underneath it all, there was this spark, this desire, this piece of civility that lived inside of my soul that said, I cannot give up. I have too much to fight for, and this is not the end of my story. Um, I'm not going to say that I didn't try to make that the end of my story while I was out there, but there are forces outside of our comprehension that are uh, at large or whatever. I don't know the word, but like behind the scenes, they are in control of this thing we call life, this third dimensional living. And because of that, there are circumstances beyond our control, which I learned that we can't just get out of where we are. There's lessons to be learned, and we chose our life, we chose our circumstances, we chose the pain because we wanted to learn, and we don't get out so easy. Um, but while you're here on this plane of existence, and if you are overcoming addiction by any stretch of the imagination, whether it is a high bottom or a low bottom, my bottom was the lowest of the low. Like, I don't think it could get any lower than that. But then the thing with a low bottom is you think that you can't hit rock bottom, or that you've hit rock bottom and then something else happens and it just gets lower and lower until there's really nothing else to give but your life. And I mean, in the end, I had nothing, like no self respect, no dignity, no drive, no desire. Not just material things, I'm talking spiritual things as well. I was completely bankrupt in every sense of the word. And actually, I wouldn't say I was completely bankrupt. Uh, I always kept a little spark in my pocket that I carried around with me, and it kept me going. I'm actually writing a book about my life. I'm about like 20 pages in, and the novel is based on my life. Right now, I am about 7 years old. I am writing about my birthday, actually, my seventh birthday. My dad was there, and he brought his girlfriend, who I ended up really loving in the end, and I still love her to this day. But she was an addict, as was my father. Addiction runs in my family, and so does trauma, and so does heartache, and so does self sabotage. Um, My mother and my father's internal message was, I don't deserve good. So they internalized that in their life, and so did I, until I went into the most intense situation that I could think of, Vancouver, downtown Eastside Vancouver. And I experienced the lowest of the low when it comes to vibration within humans, when it comes to actions of humans, when it comes to energy of humans. You think of the lowest, I've seen it. And what I got from there is, I don't deserve to be here. Maybe I'm pretentious. Maybe I'm an asshole, but I just knew that I was better than that. And I had more to give, more life. I was destined for more. Uh, you mean like, I mean, like, I struggle with the disease of more, right? So why not flip the script and use my use my disadvantages to my advantage? I've always been really good at that, transmuting, alchemy, taking something that was meant to break me down and turning it into a power. I used to say I was driven by spite, but I would say I am driven by motivation. A motivation to prove to myself that I can do anything. And one of the beautiful things I learned out on the streets as well too is that, like, I'm worthy, regardless of my socioeconomic status, regardless of whether I have used or not, and that my story and my experiences are worth sharing, and so are yours. Don't give up.